Okay, in this video we will be balancing 3 chemical reactions, and as a general rule what we should do is first balance the non-carbon, non-hydrogen, and non-oxygen. Then we would want to balance carbon, then hydrogen, then oxygen, and then multiply out to cancel out any possible fractions. And so let's do this first problem. In order to balance this Na, this also needs to be a 3. And likewise, Cl is also one of these non. Okay, so now we have Na as 3, so this is balanced. And now we have a 3Cl. So let's balance Cl. So we put a 3 here. So now Cl is also balanced. So only thing that's left is phosphorus. Phosphorus has a 1. This also has a 1. So that's balanced. So now let's check our hydrogen. So we have 3 hydrogens, and we have 3 hydrogens. That's balanced. Next, oxygen. We have 4 oxygens. We have 4 oxygens. So this is all balanced. So simply a 1, a 1. So this right here is the first problem. Now let's do the second problem. So in the second problem, we only have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So it should be fairly simple. So we have 2 carbons here. Let's put 2 carbons here. So carbons are now balanced. Next, hydrogen. We have a 6 here. We have a 2 here. Let's put a 3 in the front. So 3 times 2 is 6. So now hydrogen is balanced. And lastly, let's do oxygen. So we have 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. So we have 4 plus 3 is 7. We have 7. And we have a 2 here. So if this was 7 over 2, 7 over 2 times 2 is 7. So it's balanced. And in the most high schools, they want you to cancel out any fractions. And we can do that by multiplying everything by 2. Where this will be a 2. This will be 2 times 7 over 2. So 7. This would be 2 times 2 is 4, and this would be 3 times 2 is 6. So let's write that. And so we would have a 2, we would have a 7, we would have a 4, and we would have a 6. So our last problem, we need to first balance out the non-carbons, non-hydrogens, and non-oxygens. We just have silicon, and we have calcium. So silicon is already balanced, 1, 1. Calcium is already balanced, so 1, 1. So the next step is to balance out the carbons. We have a 2 here, and we have a 1 here. So let's put a 2 in the front. Next, we can do hydrogen. There's no hydrogen, so that's done. And finally, we'll do oxygen. So now we have 2 times 2 is 4, and we have 1, so 5. We have 5 oxygens here, and we have a 2 here. So we have to make this into 5 over 2. So now this becomes 5 over 2. So that means silicon changed. So we need to go back and change this to 5 over 2. So now silicon is balanced, carbon is balanced, carbon is balanced. Oxygen, we have 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 oxygen. So this is all balanced. The last step is to multiply out to cancel out possible fractions. So I would multiply everything by 2 to cancel out the 2 here and the 2 here. So this would be a 5, this would be a 2, this would be a 5, this would be a 2, and this would be a 4. And let's write that down. So we would say this is a 5, this is a 2, this is a 5, this is a 2, and this is a 4. And obviously, you can go back and check. We have 5 silicons, good. Next, oxygen. We have 10 oxygens, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2, 10. Calcium, 2 times 1, 2, 2, same. And carbons, we have 2 times 2 is 4, and 4. So it's all balanced. And that's all you need to do to balance out these 3 chemical reactions.